Hi there, my name is Laine Valente, and for the um, code review I decided to use the one of the files from my Airbnb clone project from Hobarton School. Um, this file is a Flask application to integrate with the Airbnb HTML template, and here on line 5 we are importing from the Flask package, we're importing Flask, which is used to create the application, the Flask application, and we are importing the render template function, and this function is used to render HTML content, and we are also importing the function URL4, which generates URLs, so we don't have to hard code all of them in the templates. And that's also not a good practice to hard code. So we are importing from, I say we because I wrote this entire section of the Airbnb clone with my peer, one of my peers at Hobarton. So from our package models, we imported storage. So here is the package models, and then we have inside of models we have engine, and we have the storage file which was written using SQL Alchemy. So, and we are also importing UUID, which is, it stands for, you blank it out, Universally Unique Identifier. And that's basically just to generate universally unique identifiers. So from 9 line to 13, we are setting up the Flask app. The first line here, we're saving Flask inside a variable app, and name refers to the current Python module that we are at. The next line, app.url map.strict/ false. Like if you set that up, when you have like a route that's missing a slash, that route will be aliases for the regular trailing / route. So it's nice to use that because it makes your app become a little more like aesthetically nicer, and it also prevents users from seeing 404 errors when they tap the path manually, and like if they miss the slashes, it won't be a problem. So here we are saving, you're setting the variable port and assigning the value 5000, which is the port used by the Flask development web server. And here we have the variable host, and we are setting up to localhost. So this section is just to make sure that every time when a user is done making a request, that it will call our function close, and that function basically just like closes the current SQL Alchemy, as is explaining here in the documentation. Here we are setting up the endpoint for /HBNB. And then, as again is explaining in the documentation, this function it's responsible to handle the requests to custom template with state, system, and amenities. So when our users are looking for a place to stay, they can use like several filters, and some of them are states, cities, and amenities filters. So here, first the stage objects, we call all the states, we have a function all that pretty much like grab all the states that it's in our database, and the function value extract the value. And then next we have the variable states, which is basically like a dictionary with all the states names from like the states in the object. Next we have amenity, which pretty much like amends, which pretty much does the same thing to the same thing that the state object did, it will do again to amenity. So it will call like the storage, and it will call all of the amenities that we have in that storage, and it will extract its values. And then we did the same thing for places. It calls all the places we have in storage, and it extracts also its value. So here, here's all of the other Python files. For instance, this is, I guess I'll get state because it's like one of the biggest ones. So here are all the models, the state models, how they were created and sent to our storage. And then lastly, no, like first we have users, which is also like a dictionary, but this time is a dictionary that contains the user ID. Actually, like it uses the user ID to grab the first name and the last name of the user, and then it creates like a dictionary with all those values. And then lastly, we return the render template with all like the states, the amenities, place, users, and the user and the unique identifier back to the function. And here we have this piece of code, which is basically like something that we put in a Python file when we want to prevent the code from being executed when the code is imported. Thank you so much for watching my code review, and yeah. Oh, actually, you guys asked what was difficult about this project, and I think the main difficult was just like how big it was, and to just like keep track of everything we were doing and understand how all these files, like how they were all connected with each other. I think this was like the biggest team project we ever done at Hobarton School. So thank you again, and bye bye.